David, good morning.
Good morning, Tavares. Nice to have you back. And Alex, South Florida, we're off to a windy one with periods of wet weather, especially for parts of Miami-Dade and the Florida Keys. And a front has settled into the area, moving into the Straits of Florida, and it's still leaving a little bit of moisture, but the best chance for rain is this morning, especially for southern portions. Now, high pressure to the north helping to funnel in some stronger winds, and it will be a windy one. You'll definitely notice that as soon as you step outside, with an east-northeast wind between 14 to 15 miles per hour sustained. We have a wind gust up to 30 miles per hour in Fort Lauderdale to 31 in Marathon. And here's a look at wind gusts around Dade and Broward, Pompano at 32, 31 in Hialeah. Temperatures are in the low 70s, pretty uniform readings, 73 in Fort Lauderdale, Hialeah, Kendall, 70 in Homestead. Across the Keys, mid to upper 70s. We have 77 in Isla Mirada. Local storm tracking radar picking up on some shower activity entering the upper Florida Keys from the north. We have Key Largo now dealing with some heavy rain. Luckily, the batch of heavy rain across Marathon and the 7 Mile Bridge is pushed into the Straits of Florida. But if it takes you through Homestead, Florida City, Redlands, moderate rain here, consistent rain happening through Naranja, Leisure City, heavy rain along the Florida Turnpike around Key Biscayne, looking so much better since the air is starting to dry up from the north. And here's a look at the advisories that are in effect for our local waters. There's a small craft advisory, coastal Palm Beach under a high surf advisory, and the air will be extra dry, so there's a brush fire watch for parts of Southwest Florida. Your complete outlook coming up in a few minutes. Morning, South Florida. Hopefully everyone is off to a great start. We have windy weather that will be in store today, creating some water woes. And right now, looking at a wind ranging between 15 to 25 plus miles per hour. Gusts could be between 30 to 35, and we've been having gusts already this morning in the 30 mile per hour range. And heading into our Wednesday, winds will be sustained between 10 to 20, 10 to 15 on Thursday. So we'll see some subtle improvements by the end of the week. Right now, looking at plenty of clouds around southern portions of Dade heading into the Keys where there's some moisture around. There's a front that settled into the Straits of Florida, but the best chance for rain will be this morning for southern locations. If it takes you through Broward, most of Dade looking good right now since drier air is building in from the north. But right now, looking at some heavy rain impacting your commute between the Turnpike, Homestead, Naranja, Leisure City into Florida City at this hour. The upper Florida Keys also getting clipped with some heavy rain. Around the island chain, looking much better. The heaviest of the rain that went through Marathon and the 7 Mile Bridge now located in the Straits. Now, here's a look at winds sustained 14, 16 miles per hour in Fort Lauderdale with a gust up to 30 miles per hour at this time. Temperature-wise in the low 70s around mainland South Florida, mid to upper 70s across the Keys. Key West reporting 75. We have strong high pressure to the north, front stalling to the south, and that is creating a large pressure difference and why we will have that fresh breeze over the next few days. So outside of a few showers this morning, it looks fairly dry today. Look for a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. Temperatures upper 60s, low 70s to start off, but high temperatures in the upper 70s. So it'll feel cooler with the wind. Your boating forecast not ideal. We have a small craft advisory in effect. High rip current risk at area beaches at least through tomorrow. Northeast winds today 20 to 30 knots. Seas building 7 to 10 feet. Occasional 13-foot seas offshore possible. There's also an advisory for the Keys. Waters here are very rough. And the next tide cycle, that'll be low tide coming up in a few minutes in Fort Lauderdale. So for today, highs between 77 and 80 degrees heading into tonight, upper 60s, low 70s, and on your extended outlook South Florida heading into the upcoming weekend, slightly better shower chance starting on Saturday. That's your 7 on 7. Morning, South Florida. We are waking up to windy conditions out there, and we had a front that moved through the area located across the Straits of Florida, and with high pressure to the north, it's pretty much funneling in some stronger winds. And today we'll have this big breeze around with gusts anywhere between 34 to 37 miles per hour. And then we look into our Wednesday, it'll still be gusty with winds ranging between 26 to 29 29 miles per hour. Still staying breezy at times on our Thursday, but the winds will gradually subside over the next couple of days. Right now, we have winds sustained. That means consistent winds flowing in out of the east-northeast between 16 to 22 miles per hour in Pompano Beach. There's a gust over here up to 38, 28 miles per hour in Fort Lauderdale, and the same for Miami. Here's a look at the gusts across the Keys right now, up to 31 at Key West International Airport. And on the radar, we actually have some shower activity headed toward the middle Florida Keys. But right now, the upper Florida Keys, especially around Key Largo, that's where there's some light rain. The heaviest of the rain is located on the bay side, and there's this gusty downpour located around parts of Homestead and Florida City. And this is all pushing towards the south and west. But the air is drying up from the north, and it will be mainly dry for today. The best chance, at least, for rain this morning. There's a front to the south, high pressure to the north, and that's why we'll maintain that fresh breeze over the next few days. A mix of sun and clouds with temperatures in the afternoon hours climbing into the upper 70s. Heading into the upcoming weekend, that's when we will basically warm up. But lower rain chances for now. We're going to have about a 10% through our Thursday, and then we're going to increase that potential heading into the upcoming weekend. Your boating forecast not looking great. Biscayne Bay's rough, seas building 7 to 10 feet, occasional 13-foot seas possible. And for the Florida Keys, there's a small craft advisory, seas inside the reef building 4 to 6 feet, occasional 8-foot seas possible. Next tide cycle, that will be high tide at 11:56 this morning in Fort Lauderdale. So highs today between 77, 80 degrees. We'll have times of sunshine. It'll certainly be gusty. Tonight, passing clouds, mainly dry in the upper 60s to low 70s. But heading into the upcoming weekend, we'll warm up with a chance of showers returning on Saturday. And that's your 7 on 7.